Hello, this is Charles Blatteis. I'm the managing member at the Blatteis Law Firm. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about choice of visas for investors coming to the United States. And it's really a question of investment amount and investor preference. Be aware, you have options. People are always trying to sell you something when they talk to you, so you want to be aware that you don't have to necessarily go with the product that they're selling. And what do I mean? You will often run across people who say you should get an EB-5 visa, or when there are other options that may be less expensive, like an E-2 visa or an L-1 visa. An E-2 visa is a treaty investor visa. EB-5s you can use in any country, but an E-2 you can only use in countries where there are treaties. Most people get lost in the weeds and they hear about EB-5s and they say, I'm going to invest in an EB-5. Well, if the minimum amount is $500,000 currently, and then the second level of investment in a low unemployment area is $1 million. Imagine the good news if you have a treaty with the country where you originate from, which will allow you to invest significantly less, in the order of a couple of $100,000, to invest in a business that creates jobs. Now, you also have investment thresholds with EB-5 visas. E-2 visas don't have those investment thresholds. They don't have those job creation thresholds. And additionally, there are visas for L-1s, which are intracompany transfer visas. These visas will allow you to keep your company overseas and create a subsidiary in the United States and transfer as an executive or high-level manager. So I want you to know that investments do not have to be crazy. They do not have to be $500,000 or $1 million or above in order for you to get a visa. And when people are pitching visas to you and investments to you, realize there may be alternatives that they're not mentioning or not qualified to mention because they don't know about them. You may qualify for the alternatives of an E-2 investor visa, or be able to create a subsidiary, keep your foreign company, and invest in the United States, and create a subsidiary or an affiliated company, which allows you, an affiliated company being with the same ownership, and then come over, work in the United States for significantly less money, and have control of your business and not have the job requirements that you have with an EB-5 or the high level of cost involved. They're also, and this you'll like, faster. On an L1 or an E2, it is significantly faster in processing time than an EB-5. So, again, to summarize, EB-5 visas are great. E-2 visas are alternatives if there's a treaty investor country, and L1 visas work in almost every case when you can make open up a U.S. subsidiary or affiliated company after you've been working in that foreign country for at least a year and come in as a manager in the United States. Of course, there's more detail, but this is again meant to be a broad overview of the law to point out things for the public in general. If you need further information, then I could advise you to get the advice of a lawyer who's competent for practice in the jurisdiction and the subject matter area that is of interest. If you would like more information from me, please feel free to go to my website or to call me directly. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do want to see more, please feel free to click on the link to see other videos in this series. Thank you. Charles Blatteis.